Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. Wife of 15 years ends love and friendship by cheating with her next door neighbor. True D-Day confession happened Thursday when my wife first tried to admit that she had been going to see the next door neighbor, the just a friend guy, and ended up kissing him once, and she felt so guilty. I didn't believe it. I knew from her actions and all the red flags that this affair started at least a month ago. She puked a couple times and then finally fessed up to having sex only that last time she went to his place. She has been to this apartment on at least 3 evenings. She showed me that they've only texted a few times. T-Mobile shows the truth to be nearly 1,000 times of the couple 2, 3, 4 a.m. sessions that last about an hour. Yeah, sexting. The first time is when she tried to sneak out at 2 a.m. to help him with a sick kid. About half an hour, maybe more, maybe less. But that was my first real, oh shit moment. She met him first thing the next morning outside her door to walk dogs with him. The second time was to go visit with friends. She didn't say with whom or where, but I watched her walk into his place when she thought I wasn't looking. I walked to his apartment, and all the lights were out. I knew it was real at that moment. I sat with my back against the wall of his bedroom. About an hour and a half later or so, she tried to sneak out his back door to hide her whereabouts. She saw me sitting in the grass and had the deer in the headlights look of panic, guilt, and such. She had the nerve to sit next to me, but all I could smell was hem and sex. She denied it and said there were other people there. No, there weren't. I had heavy thoughts of suicide that night. Heavy. I even tempted myself with 3 different methods, but thankfully, that was temporary. The third and final time I know of is the only time she admitted to sex with him. It was the night after we discussed divorce. I had just thanked her for something and was being sweet. I was hoping I was wrong and all of this really was just as she said. I knew better, but I loved my wife with all my heart, and she was, my best friend for 15 years. I wanted to believe her. Then, I did something stupid. The affair partner was out of the area, and she and I started having seemingly unguarded, vulnerable conversations about her relationship problems in the past, her current issues, with what she perceives is bad with us, etc. She pushed all the right buttons to convince me she had never, ever, even once, had sex with him, but did admit she was attracted to him. I told her that if that was true, I wanted at least one good weekend with her, sex and all, but I wouldn't dare if she had already cheated on me with him. She was so freaking convincing. Tears, hugs, vulnerable talk and all. So we did. I even helped her pick out a new vibrator. I'm so dang stupid and naive. She did lie. She did cheat. She had sex with him more than one time. When you know, you know. So many songs and poems have been written on this very subject. I know I'm not alone in this, but what I know is fresh and cannot be unknown now. Like many of you, I struggle with this every single moment of every single day and night. When I'm awake, I imagine them together, hear what they say about me. The self-deprecating thoughts of how she finds sex far more satisfying with him than it ever was with me. And when I sleep, the nightmares come. Often they are worse than when I'm awake. If I do have a moment of peaceful sleep, I wake up after only a few minutes, and I realize that this is still real and all the air escapes me and I cannot breathe. We had just decided in March to really make an effort to be a better husband and wife and parents to our daughter. I worked my butt off to show my best self, opened myself vulnerably to her, and at first, so did she. But she met the fat, ugly dog guy next door and did a swift 180 on me. I was shocked. That was a month ago. She said the standard, "he's just a friend" thing. She then told me she wanted to move out because she wanted to be her own self for a while. I didn't understand because I hadn't done anything wrong that I was aware of. I've been the best husband I could ever be. But it was actually because of the sexual affair. I can't process this. I'm leaving to visit my family in Florida for 3 weeks to remove myself from the equation. Maybe get a better perspective on things. I don't know. I can't even look at her now. I don't know how to deal with loving her so deeply for 15 years and now feeling severe hatred, anger, and disgust toward her in such a short time frame. It didn't have to end this way. Not like this. Edit. I did confront him in a non-threatening way before I knew for sure. Before the confession. I saw him out front with his little boy and said, "I know what's going on, and it's not okay." He replied, "Hey, I've been there before, man. It happened to me before." I firmly responded, "It's happening to me right now." I found my wife sitting alone outside about 5 minutes later, lamenting that this probably ruined her friendship with him. She didn't defend me. She worried about her and him. I should have known better. I was still naive enough to think maybe it wasn't as bad as it looked, and there was still hope. Our first response in the community comes from Samster BD. Bro, I'm sorry for you. Take the time you need to heal. As many others, I have been through it too. Just remember, this usually happens because there's something wrong in the cheater. Don't let your mind trick you into thinking thoughts like, what did I do wrong? That's a road we should never go on. I am angry for you. I want revenge. But I understand that's not how life works. Reset, recover. Good luck to you. The OP responds, thank you. Yes, there's a bit of backstory with her self-esteem and sexual well-being. I know that this is the core of the issue on her end. She truly feels ugly inside and out. This guy took advantage of that and, well, we know where it went after that. As I've mentioned before, we've previously separated and have flirted with divorce before. It's only shocking because the infidelity actually happened and it wrecked us, changed the story of us, right before we got our crap together. I'm still very angry, yes. It was wrong, yes. She's probably got a lot more going on, of course. But we'll get through it. I'll get through it. If there's a relationship in the future again for me, hopefully I'll be better prepared third time around. Humans suck, don't they? Tito5 has her last comment before I move on to the next story. Man, I have dealt with this kind of scenario before. Your description of your wife sounds so eerily similar to a girl I was dating for 2 years who I was absolutely and blindly in love with. I'm guessing there was a sexual abuse in your wife's childhood too. As previously mentioned, it is something within them that seeks this constant need for validation through sexual intimacy. And it's not your fault that this has happened, man. The sad truth is that despite all the narcissistic behavior, this person probably loved you. But they don't respect you, nor do they know what love actually is, because they hold none for themselves. This does not excuse their behavior or make them blind to the pain they cause. It's so hard when this happens because you try your absolute best to do the right thing for them because you want that love for both of you and you believe it's the right thing to do. My man, it sounds like you have given this person everything, only to realize they are a black hole. Make no mistake, she will not find happiness outside of your relationship. You did not fail and it was not you who was inadequate. It's time now to harness all that energy that you are wasting reliving and analyzing everything that she failed to live up to and instead find self-love. You deserve better because you genuinely love. Her lying to your face on that weekend, it happened to me for months and months, is proof that she is broken. Go to see a therapist and start healing for your daughter. On to the next story. Wife refuses to move out, even when we're filing for a divorce. On Memorial Day, I caught, via our Ring security camera, my wife flirting with our neighbor, and then also witnessed them kissing in the garage. She initially claimed it was a drunken mistake, but they're just friends. Although this guy has previously offered us a threesome already, to which we said no to after talking about it. I don't tolerate cheating, so I said I'm filing for divorce. For 3 days, we were arguing, then calm, then arguing, then calm. She continued to say sorry, and I continued to say that I cannot forget and still wanted a divorce. Although I decided that we can be civil at this point. Within these 3 days, she's expressed her apologies and has mentioned she loves me, but is just so lost due to our previous marital issues. My mind didn't change about the divorce, and I began attending therapy and yoga to help myself. As for her, she just partied, ate out with her friends who tolerated inappropriate behavior since they all act the same, and continued her friendship with the neighbor. Then, on June 4th, while checked into a hotel, she invited the neighbor over and they had sex. Even after them having sex, she's asked if we can get past this and we just attend therapy. I told her that if I wanted a divorce over a kiss, there's no way that my mind would change now after them having sex. The house we're in is owned by me but purchased during her marriage. She only helped with mortgage for 2 years, which is when I bought it. I intend to give her contribution back for the settlement. We initially agreed to live in the same home until the divorce is over. About 6 months here in California. But I've been struggling lately. I sleep light and I hear her leaving around midnight to probably walk across the neighbor, and then not coming home until around 5 a.m. This is torture, not because I want her back, but because the disrespect continues and I'd rather not be around it. But how can I be not around it when she still lives with me? So I asked her nicely if she can maybe just move out. She agreed initially, but made a 180 turn, and now is fighting with me because she said I'm full of BS, since we already agreed with the 6 months. I told her I understand, but I'm truly struggling. She said my feelings shouldn't be more important than hers. So yeah, that's where I am. I need her to move out, and even offered to help her find a room to rent. It's the only thing she can afford. I even offered that we can rent out the current guest room she is using, and I can give her half of this rental amount. I also offered for her to continue using the garage for her little gym business, and I will just open the garage in the evenings and on the weekends. But she's being spoiled and said would rather be in an apartment and live on her own. She even said, "You want me out? Get me a place." I really just want to move on. It would help if she would just move out. By the way, we are both females and bisexual, together for 5 years and married for 4 of those. Although, for her request, her family thinks we will have been married since March of 2021. It was not my choice to lie about that, but it's what she insisted. One thorough comment before you wrap up. It comes from Facers70. Is the home in both your names or just yours? If just yours, boot her. You explained to her that yes, you offered she could stay until the divorce finalized, but that her new behaviors and displays of disrespect will not be tolerated. You are no longer in a place to be concerned with her feelings because she betrayed yours. You don't need to find her a place. If she refuses to move, then take measures to create a safe space in your home. If you have multiple rooms, move her crap into another room. Buy her an inflatable mattress or a cot, and get a doorknob for your bedroom door with a lock on it. This way, you can learn to sleep alone and not be woken up by her coming and going. It will also send the message that she is no longer welcome. If there are no other rooms, then she can sleep on the couch. If you go shopping, only buy food that you like and know she dislikes. Same with how you dress and other things that annoyed her that you stopped doing out of love and respect. Restart those things. I'm not saying to be mean or cruel, but start making it uncomfortable around the home for her. Stop talking to her. Focus on yourself. Get your therapy and start taking on projects or habits that make you feel better. Don't include her. If you're watching TV, watch what you want to watch. Listen to music that you like, that she doesn't. If it's an apartment or rental, you might need to consider talking to the landlord and the possibility of leaving yourself. If it's a home with a mortgage, your best bet is what I said above, but under no circumstance do you leave. If you do, then it's considered abandonment, and she'll take you to the cleaners in the divorce.